Today we're going to talk about how to add text to your photograph. So I have an image open in Photoshop and I'm going to put some text just right here. And we've already edited it. So we're going to come down here on the left to our text tool. And if I click and hold down my mouse, you'll see you have a couple of options. I can type horizontally, vertically, or I can do some masking. But we're just going to right now concentrate on the horizontal text tool. Okay. So in my horizontal text tool, if you look at the top here, you've got some options. This is, if I drop down, have my different fonts. We don't have to select what font we're going to use right now because we can come and change that later. So we can select something that we're comfortable with, maybe Arial for right now, and we can choose if we want bold, regular, italics. I will let you know that some fonts don't have as many options as Arial, which has almost all the different options. So we'll just go with bold Arial for now. And then as far as selecting a font style, or uh, point size, we'll just stick with 16 and we'll hope that that works. And you can select alignment, left, center, or right, and then your color. When I click in the color box, I have all these different colors I can select, or I could even come over here to my image and click right in it. And maybe I want to pick this orange that's in the headlight or rear light. I don't know. So I'm going to click and drag and make a text window. And I'm going to start typing. Um, Car and Driver. I think that's already a magazine. Um, and you'll notice it's really super tiny. So my photograph must be pretty large. So I'm going to highlight that, come up here and make it much larger. Okay. It's still not large enough. So I can select my move tool, move it around. And to be honest, I don't really like that color either. And I don't like the font. So I want to make a whole bunch of changes to this. So instead of coming up, and you'll notice actually my toolbar went away for my text because I selected my move tool. So now I have different options here. But what I'm going to do here is go to Window, Character. This opens up a whole bunch of options that will allow me to make adjustments to these words that I created. Okay, I can even come up here and change my alignment, etc. if I have a whole lot of words. Okay, so I'm going to select my text tool again so that I can highlight my words. And I can come up here, and if you notice there are two little arrows here, all I have to do is with my mouse, click and drag to the right or left, and it will become larger or smaller. I like it that size, but the letters are really squished together. So I can actually come up to here, this little icon, and click and drag, and it spreads out the letters. And I sort of like that. I'm going to uncheck the bold because I don't like the way that looks. And maybe I don't like the italics. But to be honest, like I said before, I wasn't really super happy with the font style. So all I have to do is come up here and click in this window, and I could either arrow down and sort of just move my mouse over, or I could just keep, if you have a wheel on your mouse, I can spin my wheel through, um, however you want to go through, or you could just sort of look and see what kind of font you kind of like here. Um, And so we'll just pick something. Let's see. Do we like that? No. This is where I swear I could spend hours doing this. It's really, um, I spend a lot, way too much time looking at like fonts and stuff like that. Um, okay, let's just pick one. All right, we're just gonna go with that one for now. All right, and so like I said, I wasn't really happy with the color. So I can again select it and um, click in the color box here. What may do we want the, oh, I kind of like the yellow actually. I think I like that. All right, and maybe this one looks better in bold. Ooh, uh, no. Let's just go with that. All right. So I'm happy with that, and I can move this around wherever I like. Um, but we have more options of what we can do. If we double click here in where on this layer, not on the words because that will allow us to change what the layer is called, how to name it, but in here in the gray area, double click, and the layer style will show up. And here we can do a bunch of things just to our layer. So we can click on bevel and emboss, and it's a subtle effect because this is sort of a thin font, but it sort of makes it look three dimensions. And there are a lot of different contours you can do. You could just play around with that. I sort of like that. You could add a stroke. A stroke is a line on the outside. And usually if I'm adding a stroke, I do black. This is how you can add a black line around the outside of your photographs as well. And we're going to talk about that later on. But we could add a black line around the outside of our image. I kind of like that. There are all sorts of things. Color overlay will change the color. You can make it a gradient. You can add a pattern. Um, I don't know why you would, but you could come here and add all sorts of patterns if you wanted to. We could add a drop shadow. That doesn't look terrible. Maybe we want it the same color as now we want to come in and do the um, so if we want the angle, we can just sort of move it here. And we can spread it out if we want it, a little, make it bigger, and then make it less bright or more bright. So we can have it be just sort of subtle. All right. Oh, I don't know. I kind of think I like it black, to be honest. All right, so I'm happy with all that. You could try doing an outer glow if you want to. That's going to do sort of funky stuff to you, to your words, and so I'm happy with that. So that's how you can add um, some type to your photograph and to make some changes and effects to it.